Welcome to the show with Mom
and MEL.
There you go. Happy Valentine's Day.
We gotta show you our hits.
We gotta show you our gifts. It's share time. Share time. Okay, so my oldest daughter made this for Grandma.
Yeah.
And you see the little, Mom, let's see, look at the heart ears. Is that not cute? Her little ball.
Yeah.
And you got a heart ear on that side. Isn't that sweet?
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I got mine with my little, right? What would you call it?
Ears.
These are my ears.
Yeah. Well, that's not ears.
But you got the heart ears.
Yeah.
Those are cute.
And
then I got some flowers.
Yeah.
From my chief editor, program director. Actually, my
producer.
My producer. Yeah, my everything. Jay.
There you go.
Isn't that sweet? Look at that. And I told him not to get me nothing. I don't want no flowers. We're good.
We got it. We got
got
flowers.
Then we got some strawberries.
We gotta get started.
Okay. Mama had to do my greetings with Valentine's. Okay. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Okay. So we always start off with Jam of the Week.
Oh, fireworks. And it's red.
I wonder why you picked red.
I don't know. It's just lucky.
No, Mom.
Lucky turn.
Valentine's Day.
No, but I didn't think about it when I made it.
You just play along.
Just hot red pepper.
Oh, that's a cute one too. Look at that. You got she did good on the flag.
I know.
She got the American flag on there. And what's he doing? Is he dancing too?
Yeah.
Fireworks hot. So what do you put in there with the hot? What is that?
Hot pepper.
So it's just red. It's red pepper jam with hot peppers.
Hot peppers. Yeah. Hot pepper jam.
Oh, that fireworks is good too. Sure is. All righty. So that's the jam of the week.
Why don't you go with that one then while we're at it? No? Did I jump in something?
We were going to go to that in a minute.
Okay.
We're going straight into
the book
review.
Book review, right?
The book review. So our book review is From Darkness to Sight, Dr. Ming Wang. Dr. Ming Wang. Okay. So where are we going to start? You're going to start. I'll do his accolades and all that kind of stuff after you tell a couple stories like Joe and Maria. But he is a world-renowned graduate from Harvard and MIT. Harvard MD, PhD from MIT. From China. But he has so much other talents too besides his world-class cataract.
Yeah.
And he does he's famous for the LASIK. In fact, Jay's sister had the LASIK for him.
Yeah.
Yes. So go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to tell you about his life, not the doctor part of it, but what his boyhood and things he went through, right? Okay. Would you present Mao was when he was 8 years old. Okay, now first of all, his parents, his relatives, all the way back have been doctors, either medical or some doctors, school teachers or something, whatever. It was way back, yeah.
Higher education.
Yeah, higher education. And so both his parents were, and then they'd go to school and everything else, and then Mao came into office. Okay, you got the boxer, the Tiananmen Square, and then the Cultural Revolution. When he came in, Revolution, that's when it came bad. And he got rid of all the teachers and all the books and everything. And he was 8 years old, I think it was.
He didn't let him go to school?
Huh?
He shut the schools down.
Oh, yeah.
Go to school.
Yeah, okay. He had to be, he was 14. He missed high school altogether. So maybe he was 14. He missed high school because it was closed all that time. Mao had to die first before they opened up the schools again. So he had no education. But since he was the older one, they took the older child and were going to send him to the labor camp. But his wife loved musicals and theater, and he was learning to play he had learned how to play the Chinese violin, and he'd go to every corner when they were starving because they couldn't work, they had to have food, so he'd go get up early, 4 o'clock in the morning, and go to the corner and play his violin all day until as long as he could. That's where he practiced, or that's how he did practice, right? And then when Then he would be reading if there was an audition, he'd run down there and do the audition, and he danced and he played the violin. He did everything he could do as a kid, so that he'd have to go to labor camp because he'd never see his parents again. So at 14, the man died, and then schools were open again, but he missed completely high school. But they said if he could take the test and pass, he could go on to college. So that's what he did, and he was number 2. Of thousands and thousands, 7,000.
But he was in a special program with Ronald Reagan.
Oh, that was after this.
Okay.
He started college, and then they met President Reagan, and he said that we're going to have
he didn't make him.
No,
he offered exchange.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Okay, I mean, two people from China would come to the universities in the United States, and 2 of our people would go to China. And he was number 1, I think, and he's testing to go. He's already 1 year in college in there, but now he's going to the United States. He came to the United States for $50.
Yeah.
And he says the best place they could find was McDonald's because it was cheaper, and they had no furniture, just had a room. So they went outside because to get see if they could get a bed to sleep on or something, right? So this man was putting all his furniture on the curb, and he says, "Do we pay you? No, take what you want."
Where are you at now?
Coming in the United States, I'm going to give it to you now.
So he did get the recipient to go to Harvard.
Yeah, he was
That's not a big deal.
He was number 1,
but he's in Boston, right? Yeah. Harvard.
No, he never had to. He didn't want to. He was interviewed, but he didn't really want to go because the man was mean when he talked to him from Boston or Massachusetts, right? But the Harvard guy says, "I want him,"
okay.
And that's how he got there.
So Harvard, then he got the furniture off the street.
Yeah, because they had to wait 10 days before they get their money.
Okay.
So they only had the $50.
Yeah.
So when they saw the furniture on the street, they asked, "Do we have to buy it, or you take what you want?" Any place that they got on the street, okay. So his whole room, his whole apartment was people on the street.
So that was the journey after the Harvard, MIT residency. I mean, it was just a stepping stone for everything for him to
get there,
to get it all of his education. That Harvard step and the exchange program moved him, accelerated him quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you now to let's talk about Joe, one of his patients.
Oh, okay. So
Molly.
So you're going to tell him he graduated from college?
He graduated. Remember, I said
okay.
Joe accelerated, and he's done his residency. Okay. Now he's in. Now let's just move. We're going to move forward and say we're in Nashville.
Okay. He's working in Nashville. He's an eye surgeon, and Joe lives in Crossville, Tennessee. That's not very far from here. And he's been blind. He's been blind.
Molly is all of it. He's hacking. Okay, let's get back.
He's been blind since he was maybe 4 or 2 or something for his whole life. And so he went down and talked to him, and I think it took him 6 years before they put the final. He was they completely gave him all his new stuff for his eyes, and it didn't work. His body rejected it, right? Mm-hmm. And then and that's because the doctor would not put fetal tissue in anybody's eyes. So finally they said, we have artificial, whatever you need for the eye. Synthetic, and he could see. And
they were able to perform the surgery.
Right, after all those years. And the doctor said,
so
Dr. Wang said.
They went to an event though.
Yeah, oh no, it was in the room, in the hospital, or wherever they did it, right? Mm-hmm. And they had all the people that knew him, right, standing there.
And his wife.
And his wife and his mother. And he says, we're going to take the final thing off. Now, I don't know how they do that, final thing off, right? So they had to peel it off and take it off. And doctor says to him, Dr. Wang says, who do you see? He says, I see my mother. And he says, who is this lady? He says, my new bride. He says, you're right. And that, see, that makes me tear up or something like that.
Wow. That's so sweet.
But anyway, what else was I supposed to say?
We're going to talk about that. So that's
that's Crossville, Tennessee.
I want you to do Maria.
Oh, Maria's special. She was,
in Maldives.
Maldives. I have no idea where that is. But anyway, she's been in an orphanage all her life, and she's blooming. And two people, a man and a woman from somewhere here, I think she was from Franklin, they're missionaries, and they went to that country to check on orphanage or do whatever missionaries do, right? They were there, I guess, and they showed them the girl, and they say in 10 days she's going to be put on the street, and she's only 9 years old, and she will be put on the street in 10 days. And they said, we're not we're going to take her home with us.
Not on our watch.
That's right, not on our watch. So see, I get bumps on that. So anyway, all the paperwork and everything, they brought her back to Franklin, Tennessee. And the doctor saw her, and
Dr. Wayne got in touch with
yeah,
her. They got in touch with
Dr. Wayne, and he saw her, but I think it took almost 3 or 4 years before they could get everything right, you know.
And to fix her eyes.
And so, you want to tell about the dancing? Okay, so anyway.
So about 4 years it took.
Okay, she started at 8, all this was going on. She's got her eyesight fixed, right? But now she's 14 years old, and they're going to have their annual ball. Is that you?
Yes.
It's called the eyeball. But there's more to it than that.
It's really called the eyeball.
It is called.
We're not supposed to be laughing on this. Sit down, Holly.
But anyway, let me finish. Oh, okay. Anyway,
the eyeball. Stop.
Okay, now it's for the foundation.
Okay, it's for the foundation.
It's for Dr. Wang's foundation. Foundation.
Take a commercial break.
We're not. Go ahead. Let's get it started. Really?
Okay.
Really?
This is really fancy. You have to dress to the teens or teens. The teens. You got to dress to the teens. In other words, you got to have a gown on when you go there, and they have 500-600 people there. And they have a full orchestra and everything. They have dinner. It's a big thing.
Okay.
And you know, they really wrecked it for me. Just like the one I was reading, I said, "Oh my gosh, you got everything, tuxedos,
Okay, so let's just go. Okay, we know it.
Anyway,
Listen,
it's a ball, and they have dancing, right? Okay, now they've had the dinner, and now they're ready to dance. The band is playing, right? But first, they got to do Amazing Grace. I don't know why they have to do Amazing Grace, but they have to do Amazing Grace. But they did it. Everybody sang. And but if you've ever heard 3 or 4, I heard 4,000 people sing that. It was amazing.
Now that'll give you chills.
Yeah. So anyway,
Where'd you hear that?
Some New York City. I can't believe it.
You can't remember?
In downtown Atlanta, I think it was. In the big thing down there, that old Omni Secret.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we had that gospel group came in there, and they sang it in midnight.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Anyway, well, we got to get on here.
Okay. So anyway, they were dancing. So then they
They got done singing.
It sounds like almost like a first dance for her.
It is.
Okay.
Okay, the done singing, and then Dr. Wang says they're going to dance now, and he says, "Marie, I'm going to dance with you." And they all turn around and they stand in a circle. And of course, they got a wide there when they started doing ballroom dancing.
Right.
So they started, and she was a little bit nervous at first, but then the doctor said she really got into it when we went up, and then we really danced. Because you remember, he gets medals for his dancing.
He's a ballroom dancer.
He's a big boy. He's big nationwide. He was dancing. We don't worry about his eyes. He can dance, right?
He's just got all kinds of talents.
Yeah.
So,
but that was so wonderful because everybody loved it, and they couldn't stop clapping their hands. It was so great.
So, Mom, one of the things that throughout the book, though, it talks about when he's in surgery.
Oh yeah,
Is that when he's in surgery, because these surgeries are so intense, some of them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking. I mean, one amazing thing about Dr. Wang is it's not a one and done. he had the guy in Crossville for years.
Yeah.
You know,
Most of them are 2 or
it.
3 years.
Yeah, I mean,
before
that he has a relationship with his family. I mean, it's very.
But I gotta tell you
But
this,
he'll stop in the middle. Go ahead.
and I'll tell you why I think it is, because, when he was little, they didn't use nothing for their hands in China, and he froze the tips of his hands. And, you know, that doesn't go away. You have that for the rest of your life. I don't know about my face. I broke my face one time, you know.
That's another story.
Yeah, but anyway, so I think when he's trying to use all that really hard stuff that they have to use to go through your eye, you can't make no mistakes. And I think, and so the only way that he can finish, he'll have to have a few minutes, and he goes directly to God.
He'll step away from the surgery
Yeah,
and said, I have to take some prayer.
yeah.
And he'll go ask God to help bless him to get it
You just
finished.
need a few minutes, he'll say, and then he comes back and finishes.
What an amazing story. Huh?
He's an amazing person.
Yes. So other things that, those are just a couple stories, Joe and Maria in the book, but other things about Dr. Wang is, besides being a community activist, being a philanthropist, and a world-class cataract, world-class LASIK surgery, he's also the founder of the Wang Vision Institute. He's also a clinical professor at Meharry, downtown, Meharry Medical College, downtown Nashville. He's done over 55,000 procedures. He's done over 4,000 on doctors.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Wang he's written 10 textbooks and over 100 published papers. He's formed the Wang Foundation, which helps sight restoration, and he does it for free, the foundation. And he's done it in 40 states and 55 countries. Numerous awards. He has famous patients.
He also has 4 or 5 patents for his work.
He also plays the Chinese violin, as you heard Mom talk
And
about,
ballroom dancing.
and he's a nationally ranked ballroom dancer.
Yeah,
I would say he's a Renaissance man.
I'd say so.
But my tie-in to Dr. Wang is recently I went down. I'm a member of the 917 Society. The day the Constitution was signed was September 17, 1787. So 7 years ago, a foundation was created by Joni here in Middle Tennessee, Joni Bryan, called 917 Society. And she raises funding, and the big donor at the beginning 7 years ago was Congressman Dr. Green, and he donated $25,000 to get the program started, the organization. And they hand out Constitution, pocket Constitution, not in cursive anymore, it's in print, Mom, they don't teach cursive anymore in school.
I know they don't know how to do it either.
And so they just print it out, and all the 8th graders in the state of Tennessee get it, and now they're in all 50 states. Not every student is getting them yet, because still doing the fundraising. So I'm a member of the 917 Society, so Mom and I are going to volunteer. What we can do, drop off for them to be able to teach the Constitution on September 17th this year. So being a part of that program, they had a big Constitution ball, talking about getting all dressed up, at Mar-a-Lago 2 weeks ago, and I was there.
And she was beautiful, beautiful dress.
Oh, you're my mama.
I know.
I was going to say that. But anyway, it was great to be able to be a part of this, and now one of the founders, so there's an organization called Founders, it's like a top, more tier layer, people that join the 917 membership, and so they're called Founders. Dr. Wang is the president of the Founders Club.
Wow, I like that.
And so I traveled with some founders.
Yeah.
Hey, Benny, hey, Flynn. And also Jerry. And Jerry said it's not that expensive to sponsor a whole state. So she sponsored her whole state in
I think
Nebraska.
that's great.
So it's pretty cool. So everybody in Nebraska is going to get the Constitution on 917 this year.
That's good.
So anyway, he's the president of the Founders Club for that 917 Society.
That's wonderful.
How cool is that?
That's cool.
He's involved in everything. So to sum it up, he's the doctor. How do you say it?
He's the doctor's doctor.
He's the doctor's doctor.
Doctor's doctor.
And also, we got to rank it now. because we went on a long time about him. So 1 to 10, Mom, on the scale, where we're at.
10 plus.
There you go.
It's a goodie. It was a goodie.
Grab that book. It'll make you cry, though.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
I think you cried the whole book, huh?
I did pretty good.
Okay, so now we're gonna go, moving on to, before we probably need to do a disclaimer, because remember, this
Oh, yeah, we
video
got-
is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, we gotta do that every time.
And yeah, this video does not claim to give medical or legal advice.
No.
Entertainment only. Copyright Act of 1976, we're not gonna read the whole thing, but just let you know, we have a disclaimer written out.
Yeah.
Okay, just letting you know. It allows us to make fair use of purposes such as criticisms, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and
Or a
research.
fool of yourself.
That's it. So rock on. So we're gonna do self-care real quick. So when everybody was getting sick and stuff, you know, I know everybody joked about the hydroxychloroquine.
Oh, I know this. I did this one.
The hydroxychloroquine, and it's really not a joke. It's been around for like 50, 60 years. And it's been around for a long time, but it was typically used for, I think, someone told me it was for lupus. But actually, one of my friends is on it, for guess what they gave it to her? Her joints were hurting so bad
Oh, really?
that they prescribed her 5 months ago to hydroxychloroquine.
Well, that's good.
And, you know, just the regular pill.
Yeah.
She hops out of bed like she's a teenager.
Really?
No pain in her joints.
And that's what it's called?
The hydroxychloroquine. Anyway, the natural remedy of it, because I don't have a prescription, and it keeps you to where, you know, you're not going to have respiratory. The whole goal is you maintain your immune system where it keeps you where your respiratory system's not going to break down and keeps you healthy.
Yeah.
So they say take like 2 tablespoons a day of the homemade stuff. So the homemade remedy we've got here is you take 3 to 4 organic grapefruits, or 3 to 4, and 3 to 4 organic lemons. You peel it off. You don't use the inside fruit. You just use the outside peelings,
You use
and you put it in water.
Okay, but you gotta remember, it's gotta be organic.
Yeah, you want it organic. Wash the skin good.
Yeah.
Put it in the water, distilled water,
Distilled water.
for
3.5 hours.
about 3.5 hours on low.
On
So you just want the simmer.
It's perfect on your stove, you know.
It worked great. Obviously, it worked great.
Yeah, look at
So then, and then you drain it, and then this is your homemade hydroxychloroquine. 2 tablespoons a day. Good to go. So that's that one, and then
give me that one too.
and
Tell
then
them what that is.
Mom wants me to throw in because I made a cake the other day. It was only because we were having Super Bowl people, and listen, Chris, and so I made a chocolate cake. Part of the recipe of this chocolate cake is so delicious. We only have it like 2-3 times a year, and then I throw it out that night.
Yeah.
Because we can't be eating on that.
Because
day.
we eat it
It's
every
chocolate,
day.
chocolate.
We eat chocolate every day.
Yeah, because you hide a piece in a heartbeat.
No, I ain't never ate a piece. I ate it. I probably ate it.
No, for later. You're like, I'm gonna freeze. Don't throw that cake out. Let me just freeze a couple of slices.
Oh, I've done that. I've done that. Yeah, I've done that.
So it has a 16 ounce. You put sour cream in there. So this whole sour cream trick is like excellent for making things moist. It's ridiculous.
Wonderful for banana bread.
Oh, that too. So any baking, throw some sour cream in there, no matter what you're making.
Yeah.
And then mayo.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
so mayo combination. I made some really good chicken breast tonight.
Oh,
and
they
it's
were
mayo,
so good. They were
Mayo
good.
and some kind of special seasoning with Parmesan shredded cheese. Mix that up, and you put that mayo on top of those chicken breasts, and you bake it with some panko on top,
Oh, it was good.
and it just makes it so tender. We've done the mayo with onions and cheese on top
Oh,
of pork chops.
pork chops.
Yeah, and it makes it real tender. So mayonnaise is like a tenderizer.
It is, definitely.
But you know, it's
But you would have this in your
with
house.
the sour cream and any baked goods, chunk some of that in there. It's like,
You just tell them 2 tablespoons.
yeah, it's delicious.
Hey,
So now we're gonna go on.
I put it in my keto bagels last time I made them. Yeah, I did.
Did you taste the difference? Because you can't taste the sour cream in there.
No.
They're keto
But
bagels.
they were.
I always laugh when you say keto bagels because I remember when I posted a picture about making, I think I was making Swedish pancakes, and they all looked delicious with the homemade strawberry jam on there. And then Eva came to visit, and she's like, "Oh, I get keto bagels, and y'all are eating Swedish pancakes." When I'm not here,
Oh.
y'all want to serve me keto.
Oh, she don't like keto?
She's like, keto bagels, okay, that's what I'm coming for. Anyway, yeah, she was joking. Okay, so now we're gonna do, Mom, before we do, we did the self-care and current market. So current market.
Yeah.
I paid $4.
This
In Franklin today,
29.
I paid $4.29.
29.
And I was like, I'll get a little bit of gas here, and then I'll go back to Mount Juliet where I can get it for about, not $3.29.
320.
For about $3.10 here.
Mm-hmm.
Milk, $4.09. You know what's a shocker today? 18 eggs.
Yeah, that's what you
There's a
said.
brand called Vital.
Vital what?
Vital eggs.
V-I-T-A-L.
It's pasture raised. They're called Vital. V-I-T-A-L.
Oh,
18 eggs, 11.23. 18 eggs.
18.
Whoa! Is that crazy? Something else went up a full dollar too. Oh, what was it? It went up from 4 to straight up to.
Was it meat?
No, can't remember what it was, but literally jumped a full dollar like overnight.
Yeah, either
And I was like, I should have bought that crap last week.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But anyway, squirrels. So, Mom, I don't even know if we're gonna get days gone by.
I told you, I said, we got an awful lot. I don't think we'll get it all done today.
So I think we're gonna do squirrels, and then we're gonna have to do your days gone by.
Well, then
like I said, that one's like 15 minutes.
I know.
We'll have to do it next week.
Okay, we can do that next week.
Okay. We're gonna do squirrel. Okay, squirrels.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Squirrels, yeah, squirrels.
Okay. Okay, so our thinking is, Mom, there's been ETs here forever.
Yeah, I know.
We've had extraterrestrials and other species probably roaming around here for God knows how many centuries, right?
Yeah.
How can there be so many hidden reports? They won't let you know anything. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Then when they think they're going to let you know something, then it's okay to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Dad was heavily involved in, UFO chasing and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I figured out? MOM was probably created by the government so that they could get, I read something a couple of years ago that MOM was created to make sure that all the sightings and reporting got reported to the federal government.
Oh, that figures.
So they could monitor, so that they could control the narrative.
Yeah.
So all these people chasing, when reporting, because I've got friends that have literally seen them like in their face, no joke, and I believe them too.
Right.
Listen, and so literally I was reading a report, and no one surprised me at all, that MOM is organized so that they can control the narrative when somebody really sees something.
Yeah, right. See, I sat in a room one time where a girl was actually taken from her room and put in one of those machines, and then they would bring her back. Wow. And she says, how often did it? We said, somebody asked, how often was this one? She says, I think they do it every year. They take me up, they can run through through the wall. And then
what book was that we read? What was his name? Val?
Oh, yeah.
What's his
I don't know
name?
about that.
What was his name? It's
something
called
like it's something like
Stranger at the Pentagon.
Oh, yeah.
That was the name of the book.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
And he supposedly came and visited in like 1954. No, I mean, in the 50s.
Something.
In the 50s, he was here for 3 years trying to tell the government about it.
Yeah.
And he was from somewhere else trying to explain, advanced technology and stuff. What was the name? Val? Was it Val? I'll bring it up next week. But we read the book. He's got a couple books out.
Yeah.
You can believe it or not, but I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
You can't keep talking about all the extraterrestrials. They are probably walking. So I'm saying this: the balloons are not anything.
Oh.
The balloons have been around since the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Listen, people in Congress own those balloons.
The only reason,
and they're all that is a squirrel.
Yeah.
Nobody. Listen. And the balloons that were cruising across America, it's our own people.
I know.
Because China, what did China say? Yeah, sure, that's ours.
Yeah, right. But
so remember, it's always China. But I mean, I wish we could go ahead and do your China story too.
Yeah, but we won't have time. Yeah. But let me tell you something, though. I forgot.
Just tell you something.
The train
left the station.
The train left.
No, but you were going to say something about the extraterrestrials and the distractions and the squirrels. So you know what the real story is this week? From February 3rd, the real story is that train derailment in Ohio.
Yeah.
And that is very serious.
This is the first day that every news person
talked about it.
It took 11 days.
They're only talking about it because of all the pressure of everybody else talking about it. But we're talking, we have serious chemicals in that Ohio River, which falls into the Tennessee River. Hello.
Hello.
It goes into the Mississippi River. They already found chemicals from that spill, so what they did was, we have the derailment,
Yeah,
they have 10 full of chemicals.
I know.
So then they decided, let's just go ahead and fire it up and burn it out.
Yeah, you know
And
what?
now you got the
You know what?
smoke up in the sky,
No,
causing,
no.
you know what it is? A lot of that turns into, a lot of the chemicals.
like
they
an atomic bomb.
No, it turns into hydrochloric acid. So what happens is, what does that cause? Acid rain.
Yeah,
So you're gonna get, people in Pennsylvania are already smelling it.
yeah,
Animals are dead around that site.
yeah.
And then they came around and said, hey, listen, we're just gonna give you $1,000, for inconvenience since we made you leave, for a day or two. And people were like, no. So now there's a federal class action lawsuit, because what is the outcome of this? They're calling it, Chernobyl, Ohio.
Yeah, that's what they said.
It's very serious.
I
And
think-
it's going to impact
Hey,
more
listen.
than, it's gonna impact more than just
Yeah.
Ohio.
Okay, see, now this is what happened.
Ohioans.
This is what happened this afternoon, what they said, right? They said that when they kept it, everything kept over, right? And they said, we have one tank here that the temperature keeps rising and rising. And if we don't do something, it's gonna explode. It'll be like a mile wide, everything will disappear. Well, they burned it, the same difference, right?
I mean, they've already, you should have saw it looked like a nuclear bomb.
It looked like they exploded, yeah.
And so they still got one on fire, they said today?
No, that's what they said on television today, when they
When it
first
happened on February 3rd.
Which they never told nobody, right?
Right. Well, they have, everybody around there knew. And then, anyway, they're
Well,
trying to tell
It did.
listen, isn't it weird? They always have these doctors in these fine white coats.
Oh,
They
yeah.
come on. So today the white coat came on with Governor DeWine,
Oh, yeah.
and he had his little bow tie like Fauci does.
Yeah.
And you're like,
No.
you can't downplay this.
You gotta remember.
You got animals that are
11
dead. They're animals.
Hey, this one man was holding a wild fox. You just don't hold a wild fox, right? And the poor thing was holding his head over like that. It's awesome. He says, I raised them. And, they kill them.
Okay, so he raises them so he can hold them,
No, you can just look at him and he's holding his head up like this over with.
So where's everybody there to help him?
Nobody's doing it.
Nobody sent FEMA in, nobody sent the EPA in, nobody sent.
Nobody goes.
No,
There-
do you think nobody's there to help him?
Hey, listen, do you think they wanna get her? No way.
No, but everybody's saying we got climate change, we got all these issues and stuff, and nobody is coming in.
Nobody.
So anyway, lots of
There's
squirrels.
government
So you know what?
agencies.
Keep looking outside and looking at the balloons.
Oh, yeah.
When we got a serious.
Well, hey, they'll run a few more over too to keep it busy.
But you know what? We don't want to end it on a, kind of a.
Oh, yeah, I got.
We don't want to end it on a very cloudy note. Okay,
Yeah.
no clouds.
I know.
So you know what? Get some water.
I got my end.
Buy water.
I got my end here.
I know, but I got it big.
Okay, how many minutes we got?
We don't have any time left.
Oh, I have to read this.
You have to read right here, Mom. Look, I got it big for you. Can you read my handwriting?
Yeah, I think so. Should I go?
Yeah.
Okay, what am I reading
Here's your
today?
closing quote.
This is my closing quote. I have this is Martin Luther King.
You can say that after.
You want to say it now so they know. I have decided to stick with what does it say? I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. That's it.
Can you say that one more time?
I have decided to stick with love. That's Valentine's Day. That's kind of nice, huh? Hate is too great a burden to bear.
That's right.
Right. Remember that one.
I like that. I like that. So next week we're gonna do another good book.
Oh, this is
This is a tearjerker.
yeah.
Okay, then we're
This
gonna
is
move it up to a
amazing.
different kind of book after this week. Okay, it's called Unbreakable Spirit, and this is my friend Paula McCumber from Alabama. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about her son Clint is the main topic of conversation for Unbreakable Spirit. That's book review next week. Okay, you ready, Mom?
Yes.
Can we do this?
What do we do?
We're gonna do this.
I don't know what that means.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe and like, and we'll see you next week.